Some people call it the triangle of death. When you look at the early childhood of serial killers and other criminally insane people, you often find three things: bedwetting, fire starting, cruelty to animals. Hi, this is Colin Flaherty. I'm the author of Don't Make the Black Kids Angry. On this channel, we document black mob violence, black on white crime, black criminality, wildly out of proportion. And we do it without racism, without rancor, without apology. People who have been watching this channel for a while know that we show how the crime is wildly out of proportion, but we don't spend enough time talking about how not just the quantity of the crime, but the cruel and sadistic quality of the crime. Let's fix that right now.
Yesterday afternoon, about 1:30, my wife comes in the house bawling and upset, and my daughter was crying. She's 1.5, and telling me that some guys were out here attacking a turtle. I opened the door and came outside to see one of the guys with a turtle over his head smash it on its back shell straight down, and stuff was shooting out every which direction. They were torturing this turtle. I asked them to please stop, and let it go, and I started walking toward it. I was going to grab the turtle and throw it in the lake. That's when they start with a bunch of profanity and told me that they didn't care about going to jail, that they ain't going to do nothing about it, just mind my own business and leave. I said, I can't do that. You're hurting something. You're hurting an animal. After he said he didn't care about the police and they were all speaking profanities toward us, I turned this way and told my wife, call the police, because they weren't going to stop. It was turning around. They hit me in the back of the head, and they started punching me all over. Two of them, and then the third one got involved after I was knocked down on the ground, and all three were kicking and punching me. This continued for probably about 10 minutes. Every time I got up, I got knocked down by one of them. My wife tried running over, and that's when I got punched in the face, trying to, please stay away, honey. You got the baby, stay with the baby. Call the police. Everybody, there was a whole crowd out here. They were all calling the police. It disgusts me to see that this was 20-year-old, kids in their late teens and early 20s doing this to an animal. If I had my way, I'd love to see them all have to work at a humane society or a zoo, take care of animals so they know, how it is to take care of something.
He's trying to save an innocent turtle. That's all he was trying to do. Not to get beaten up by these three guys. That's not fair to a disabled veteran who just served in the war to save their country. That's not right to doing. Now we're trying to save up for a vehicle. Now I gotta help Gary pay for all the medical bills and everything else.
Plus
and
medicines
and
I have eye surgery.
The eye surgery, he got cut. His eyes have little cuts in it, and it can be, if he doesn't get taken care of that right away, he can go blind.
It was disgusting. That they were treating this turtle like this. Don't hurt a woman, don't hurt a child, and don't hurt an animal near me. I gotta say something. I can't go without.
Black criminality is wildly out of proportion in every category of violent crime and crimes against property. And we see it every day in the newspapers, the radio, the TV. But it's weird, even though we see it, the reporters continually refuse to connect the dots and tell us about this black criminality wildly out of proportion. Instead, they weave these little fairy tales that instead of black people being the predators, the black people are victims. We see this all the time. Black Lives Matter. This is Black History Month. There's been dozens of movies in the last couple of years on black people as victims. There will be dozens more coming up soon. Big series coming up on Fox about how black cops are always shooting black people for no reason whatsoever. And so every day we open up a TV and somebody sends me one of these stories. In this case, a bunch of black people not just torturing a turtle, and killing a turtle, but beating up a disabled American veteran. So many things wrong with this on so many levels. And it happens so often. Reporters and public officials are still in a denial, deceit, and delusion about it because they just don't want to make the black kids angry.